So, guys, to begin with, many questions. All right, so please raise your hand here who has used Nuke before. Okay, how many of you are students? How many of you already work in production? All right, so how many of you are 3D artists? Okay, wow. How many of you use Nuke to composite 3D render passes? That's cool. Yeah. Well, it's gonna be very interesting. This is what I'm asking you. It works. I mean, I will use this information in order how to conduct my presentation. Right. Well, first of all, as I said, as an introduction, I want to as well give you a bit of the program that what we are going to see. Now, at the beginning, I want to show you a bit of the future of Nuke. I will show you the best. I mean, maybe the coolest feature of Nuke 10. Okay, a couple of them. So first of all, I'll give you an example, but also we will give a live example of it. Okay. This is, as says, this is a different example. I mean, there's a different format. This is a user group, and this is more like a master class. It's not just a boring demo. And blah, blah. So I'm a teacher. I'm Nuke teacher. I'm compositing teacher. So I like things like this to be a dialogue, you know, like a classroom, not just me talking and a monologue and that's it, and you get bored or whatever. So just please, whenever you really you want to make a question like this, just ask a question. If please is in the context of where we are watching. If not, just wait a moment to the end. If it is not related on the class, just wait a moment to the end and we can solve all the questions, okay? And by the last part, well, then after our Nuke 10 updates, after our Nuke 10 new features and stuff, I'm gonna, How many of you have used Nuke Studio? Okay, no, so this is fantastic. How many of you know what is Nuke Studio? Okay, okay. And perfect. So any one of you wants, no, any one of you have, this is a very like tricky question, but any one of you feel like, what is Nuke Studio, and I want to learn what is Nuke Studio. Very good. So because, this will be a bit of a quick masterclass on what is Nuke Studio and how the industry uses it, okay? I brought you a very, very special example, and it will be really cool because you can see in an actual production how Nuke Studio is working. All right. So and thank you. It's a shame that I didn't understand your presentation, but it was great. So yeah, and because you were giving examples of how compositing and things like this. And
well, I was talking about my experience in different companies that I worked on, and giving advice how it looks when you're working for different companies.
Mm-hmm.
The advantage of a small studio, mid-sized studio, big studio like Meta, like person mentioned Nuke 2 times. All of them use, I think, Nuke.
Of course.
All of them use. Actually, Rhythm Hughes had their own compositing application.
Yeah.
Not sure what they use these days. But so yeah, it was more about the surrounding part around compositing, not too much about how to do stuff, more like what you can expect with the job, which you can find in a tutorial.
Awesome. Well, after this great example of our friend and gave us a wider example on how compositors work around the world, we are bringing you this. I don't know how to title it. The most used or the most whatever. Well, it's the power of Nuke. Okay. We played with the performance of the GPU and the core performance of your machines. Okay. As well, we have an extended GPU support. That means that many of the nodes are working cooler and better with the GPU, and as well some other improvements like with the AMD cards. As well, now they have support. They work good with Nuke. Pipeline tools, for example, we add some soft effects. I'm gonna talk to you about it on Nuke Studio, but we add some cool stuff in the pipeline of Nuke Studio, right? In the as well, for example, in the timeline, or mainly we focus on the color space, ACES, Open Color IO, things like this. And yeah, you will notice, as I will show you inside Nuke Studio, we have editorial tools, some new stuff and things that you will like. So after this slide or whatever, boring. Yeah, let's start with the first example. Yeah. There you go. There you go. So just a second. Let's see what we do. Okay. This one I'm gonna show you is not the first example, but it still is the one I have open. Okay, so let's. Okay, my friends. I know what we are going to do now. Yeah. So, first of all, I don't know how many of you have watched this video before. Let me show you. Let's see. And you done. There you go. Very quick. Let's watch this video. Okay, as artists, we know. I mean, if we will in production, this shot is for real production. If we would receive the shot and they tell us, hey, we need to paint some dirt in here, in this shirt. We need it to look, yeah. They gave us a JPEG or they gave us a PNG image, whatever, and we need to paste it in here. So as you can see, if we would like to paint anything in the shirt, it will be, yeah, hell, it will be almost impossible to try to mimic each wrinkle of the shirt, things like this. Maybe you can think of tree tracking and then building a mesh and then building, yeah. Well, that will be still hard because look at this. Well, the shirt moves. Okay. So, this what you're watching here, my friends. This is brand new technology. This is motion vectors, and you may recognize the ones who are already using Nuke. You have seen these motion vectors with other nodes or playing in your composites. As well, you can grab them in an STMap. But, okay, this is brand new, and we developed a technology called Smart Paint, as you can see here. This technology is using these motion vectors to know where each pixel moves in space, where each pixel lies in space. So these in here, they are not tracking markers, but they are PNG images, little circles. So we were talking about to paint dirt on that shirt. That was for testing. So look at this. There you go. The motion vectors are estimating where in each frame, okay, that JPEG image, this one here, is a JPEG image, okay? It's a bitmap, it's flat image. And it's just sticking into the shirt. So, for the compositors, then you will be doing like, oh, this is great because, yeah, indeed, it will save us long hours of work. For that, as I said, I didn't come to show you some videos. I just came to show you a live example. So, okay, my friends. Yeah, and as I said, this is a class. So I will also try to explain it as a class, not only as a demo, right? So, here we have my colleague Mike. Okay, that, as you can see here, we just mark him like he. Okay, see it and and we start to mark him. So obviously, or maybe not, you have seen this kind of shots for 3D tracking, face 3D tracking. Maybe we will build up a mesh on it, and then and then build 3D geometry. Well, whatever. If as compositors, if they will tell us, well, you have to clean all the points and make it look good and all the sequence. This is the first example and it's very easy. Okay, it's 15 frames. Yeah, it's just like a kindergarten to understand the concept, right? So as compositors, we know that we will have to clone, and then maybe every 3 frames to see where is the dot again, and try to clone and clone and clone and clone and clone. We perfectly know as compositor this requires a long time. Maybe this thing can take me 2 hours or 3. With a new technology called Smart Paint, it takes 1 clean frame, as you heard it, only 1. The Smart Paint will be located in here, Smart Paint, and it consists of 2 nodes, okay? So the first node, is called Smart Vectors, this one here, Smart Vector. This one, it will be in charge of generate the motion vectors, okay? So if we place our viewer in the Smart Vector, and we go here where our layers lies, and we select Smart Paint, we see that voila, we have now some motion vectors, right? That I love to call them disco vectors. Like, woo! There you go. So those motion vectors, disco vectors, you will have to render them in a EXR file, okay? So after I render it, I put it in this folder. My EXR read node is in here, okay? So as I said, we will come back to RGBA. As I said, we only needed 1 clean frame to clean all of them, the 14 remaining frames. Yeah, am I explaining myself? What do you think? Yeah, everyone is following me? Sure, good. So then I just choose a good frame, any one of them, and I set this frame 5, and I start to make my cleanup. Okay, so you see, this one was on purpose, and I kind of draw a scarf. You know, he was skateboarding and he fell and he made a scarf. So look at this, my friends. It took me 1 frame, and the magic and almighty Smart Vector, look what it's doing. Almighty Nuke Smart Distort node will be propagating in every frame my paint strokes. Look perfectly how he opens them out, and the scarf is following the skin. Okay, it's gonna be amazing, eh? Look at this, because the ones that applaud, they have invested hours and hours, like I did, or many of you, in trying to clean many stuff, or for beauty work. So the dots are gone. Yeah. And my friend Mike is happy now, right? He has a scarf now, but that's part of the, right? Okay, my friends, this was 15 frames, very easy example. But now we come to a more real approach of what it will be the using of a tool. Okay, an example from an actual production. Here we have a real shot from an actress that all the movie she was okay, but then when they said, okay, you walk with this dress, and yeah, they didn't notice that in the back she has this tattoo. When she was 16, she didn't know what she was doing, so she tattooed herself, and the director says, I don't want that tattoo there. how can you remove it, Richi? And in the past, look at this, my friends. I mean, as compositors, we know, as VFX artists, how can we clean up this? Look the shading, look the changes on also the focus. I mean, the focusing, look at this. So, this will require hours and hours of roto. This will require maybe even if we could build a mesh, a 3D mesh of the back, that will be a solution. But still, it will require projections, blah 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 blah, and not working always in the same frame. Okay. What do you think? What would you give a solution to clean up this? Who can say something? Roto obviously, but something else?
Some planar tracking.
Planar track? Are you sure you can planar track this?
Well, maybe some parts.
Some part, exactly. A few frames.
Key frames between paint every 15th frame. Clean.
Exactly.
Blend stuff.
Yeah. Anyone else?
5 days work.
Exactly, 5. Yeah, exactly. Anyone else? Okay. My friends, it took me 3 clean frames. Yeah, and I made especially 3 clean frames because I wanted to show you the power of the tool with 3 clean frames. I could prepare 5 for you, but I didn't want to. I prepare only 3 you to see what's going on. And 3 in the way that I choose as like beginning, middle, and end frame. Okay. So in the for the beginning, I choose frame 44. Yeah. And in the middle, I choose frame 87. And at the end, I choose frame 111, as you can see here. So are you ready? With 3 clean frames, look what I did, okay? So, let's go to frame 44. And I did my roto work, okay? You see, if I open here my roto, you see that I was drawing some stuff here. I made a lot of cloning in here, some stuff, whatever. I just try to clean up. Let's close this. So, frame 44, it's a decent work. Then I went to frame 87, cleaned it up. Could be better, I know, but I just made it quick. And then frame 111. All right. So, as I said, first I went and rendered the smart vectors. Yeah. Let's see. Smart. There you go. Doesn't matter they look blue or colorful. It's up to the screen. So there you go. We rendered them. And as you can see, well, this node in here, my friends, let's give double click on it. And I say I render it, but this time I didn't here. I didn't use a read node from the EXRs I prepare, okay? What I did is to plug it directly. Here, I plug it directly, okay? And when I say I render, if I open here the smart vector, you will see that you have a button called render, sorry. Okay, render. So that's the only command you have to give to the node. Then you have this slider here called vector detail. It comes from 0 to 1, and it depends on how good you like, how good you want this big vectors detail. Obviously, yeah, as it says, to be detailed. Okay, the vectors to be detailed. The most closer to 1, the most time it will take, but the result will be better. Here I render 0.4, and you will see the result. Okay, so you can give bigger detail for a better result. I render it in this MacBook Pro, so it took me 10 minutes, for example, for all these shots, for all these frames. Okay, there you go. So as a first frame, we said I clean up this one, the 44. Yeah. And perfect. So this, as we said in the example before, we needed two different nodes. First the smart vectors and then the smart distort. Okay. So this smart distort has two inputs: the source one and the smart vector. Smart vectors are directly from here. Okay. And this one, the source, it will be my clean plate. Let's plug directly in here. Let's see the result. There you go. Okay. Look, this is how the smart distort is working. There you go. Forward. You see how it's propagating my my clone strokes. It's doing the job for me. Okay. Even there you go. It's rendering. There is no error. It's rendering. If you see the red bar is rendering. Okay. Awesome. Let's see to in the next frame, 87. We said 87. There is my clean frame. Forward. It's rendering. It's not an error. Just give a second. There you go. There you go. So 90, 89, 87. Backwards is working as well. So, and why is rendering? Because I plug it directly. Okay. In this example, remember, I didn't render an EXR like before. I'm just doing it directly. You see, now it render and it doesn't say error. So, it shouldn't say error. It should say rendering. So,
sorry.
Yes.
A quick question. Does it directly render into RAM, or it does writing on the disk and the next time it doesn't need to calculate it?
It's caching.
It's caching.
It's caching. Yeah.
But when I clear my cache, it's gone. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
So the best will be to render your EXRs, and then as well your machine. If your machine is good enough, you know how much cache you will have, and you know how much frames you can cache. But in this case, of course, we are watching here. Yeah. We are rendering a few frames, but still, look at this. I mean, one clean frame, and as we said, we need to rotate, we need to do whatever. No, even the shading of the back. So, at the end, what I was doing, well, as well, I was merging each one of the results, one on top of each other, and as well, yeah. The last frame, 111, what we did as well, we wanted just to show you how good it could be with 3 clean frames. This is the last result that I rendered. Okay, I'm gonna show it to you now. There you go. And here, by the end, by the 111, I want you to notice is respecting the changes in the shading. Yeah, there you go. Okay, we have some ghosting there of the tattoo, and I'm gonna tell you why. But I want you to notice how good it is from frame 44, how good it's working. Yeah, there you go. This is the final result. So guys, what do you say? You like it? Yeah. So some clients, they say, well, Richie, now we will finish faster with the clients. I don't know if this is good, because before they book us for one day with this tool, the artist will take half an hour. So it's a joke, but yeah, exactly. It's gonna solve a lot of problems. It's gonna solve time. So one last thing to teach you, please, is that in the smart store node, we have a frame. We have a slider called frame distance. This is the only one. Okay, this is the only input you have to give a that. This is the only input that you have to alter in order to alter your result, your output. Yeah. The idea behind this frame distance, even you have there an explanation. The higher the frame distance, the higher it's going to interpolate. Okay, if you say it will 1, for example, or 2, it will only interpolate between 2 frames, or the exponential coefficient of it. I mean, it was 2 per 2, 4. So it will do a good result between 1 and 4 frames. Okay? But if you give 3 per 3, 9. So it will give a good result between 9 frames. And things like this. So 6, it comes up to 6. Obviously you can alter this, you perfectly know. But yeah, on 6 it just makes fantastic work. But it depends on your shot. Okay, so you will try to you have to change it as you see your material is working good or not. All right? Yeah, good. Okay, questions please.
Smart vector input
Yeah.
the PNG, the still frame.
Yeah.
But I see it has an alpha channel because it's the full alpha channel, just the whole image, or
Look.
the alpha channel only on the clean part. Yeah. Okay. Understood. So it pre-multiplies and merges it onto the footage.
Yeah.
Automatically. Okay.
Hey,
Is there a way to
watch it. Look.
Okay.
Don't, when you use the Smart Paint, don't make a mask before it. You have to render the full frame.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, don't go and say, well, I'm just gonna need the back, so I will make a mask here. No. The vector, the Smart Vectors must be render the full thing. All right. So the mask can come later, right? When if you see that you only need to do this and stuff, or maybe you will need to do some color correct, because you just need color correct. Then please do it, the mask, any mask input at the end, not before rendering the Smart Vectors. Correct? Yeah? Good. Very good, my friends. So more questions please. Any other questions? For you, I was preparing this last example, but it's kind of the same thing. Here, I was preparing here for my friend. I was cleaning up this frame. As you can see, she has here a mark in the nose. Yeah, I didn't paint it on her. It was just she was born with it. Okay. So I just cleaned it up. Yeah, and this one I made it literally in 7 minutes before I was waiting in the presentation. And it took me very, very short to render my Smart Vectors. It took 7 minutes for these 40 frames. And let me see, it's 0.33 of detail. Okay? So, and look at this. It's propagating the paint. You see? Original. This is live, I made it a moment ago. Look at this. These, my friends, these artifacts are given because we are. I gave in the Smart Start frame distance 0. In fact, let's do it live right now. Let's see 3. Let's see what's happening. Maybe we'll take time to render, but well, looks good. She will be happy, I think. Yeah. So please play with it. Do previous work you were doing before. This one in here, obviously, it will be mainly used for beauty work, in many cases, but also it's not only about removing, but also adding. As I added the scarf to my friend. In commercial world, in post studios working for commercials, TV advertisement, and things like this, you will find it absolutely extremely useful, and working on production, because you don't have time in commercial world to work with, to spare so much time for removing unwanted advertisement when you are shooting. For example, there's many commercials that are from any brand, Coca-Cola, and then they are shooting at Pepsi is in the middle in a big sign, and you have to erase it, or anywhere else is another brand that you don't want it, and you have to clean it up. So please go to the motion vectors, clean it up. You will need 2 or 3 clean frames, and you will be happy at the end. All right. So how are we doing, my friends? Yeah. Well, just very quick. Any thoughts about this new technology coming? Any examples of what you think it will be used?
I wish I had this 6 months ago.
Yeah, exactly. I wish I had it 3 years ago. Yeah. So, okay, guys. We will. I will give you. We will start now, as well, with a case study. I want to show you. I will show you how Nuke I will show you Nuke Studio, okay? But it will be only showing, but like teaching. By the third part of this session, I want also obviously a question and answer moment, but I would like you as compositors, as VFX artists that you use Nuke, I want to have a chat with you on what you think can be improved in Nuke. What you think, I like this, I don't like this, whatever. But be objective, and but just let's talk about it, okay? Because it's very interesting, and that's why we are also here to come to listen to you. Nuke is made for artists, but with artists. We hear you, all right? So yeah, that will be the third part. Any questions? Anything? No? No? Okay. Don't be silent, please, eh? All right. As I was saying, this is great work from a big team. I mean, every time you open Nuke, please think that we are many people. We are a full team involved in it, obviously. But yeah, it's really cool how to see my friends as well, the developers, programmers, engineers, all of us. Us, for example, I'm creative specialist. I'm directly with you, with the artist, saying what we want from the software, testing the software, watching how it works. You know, we watch it, we depure it, we see how the box works. I mean, if there is any irregularity, mistakes, things like this. You know, so I'm very proud to say that it's big work from a big team. Not only me, you see only my face and S saying, okay, these 2 guys came, but we are a bunch of people. Okay, we are quite crazy, but we are cool. Okay, and we are friendly, and we are here to listen to you. All right. So, welcome to Nuke Studio. What in a few words? I wouldn't say in a few words, but if you think of a tool that you are in production and you need something directly to ingest from your camera, from the beginning, just you get material from your camera, and you need to conform, ingest, edit, okay? Edit, as I said, is a full editorial package as well. Edit, then share that edit. For example, this shot goes to the 3D people, this shot goes to other new compositors, this goes here, this goes where. Sharing your work, supervise it. You will have a timeline to see the other artists, the context they are doing, the shots they are building, the shots they are working on, the compositing they are working on, okay? How is it going? Is it correct? One person can see all of this from Nuke Studio. So the idea is not only as well one person having Nuke Studio. The idea is that the head and the leads also have Nuke Studio, okay? Or artists as well, because they can see what everyone in the team is doing, okay? So it's not exactly the idea that just one VFX supervisors to have this tool. This tool is meant for every single artist. Right? User interface of Nuke Studio, fully customizable. You have all these panels. You can move them. You can arrange them as you wish. I will give you an example now. But okay, so we have many ways to start a project in Nuke Studio. As I said, for example, let's open here my material. City Alley. We can, for example, imagine that our client, anyone, our own projects, our movie, we have our material directly from the camera. This one in here, footage, this material already came from the camera. As you can see, it's an ARRI camera, and it was graded. Okay, we can receive it from the grading room or ungraded, whatever, and it's just as easy as drag and drop. Voila, my material is ingested. Absolutely any material that we are using in the industry, and I mean material, we can ingest any format that that is commonly used in the industry right now. Okay, out of the box, you will be able to do it, to ingest. The only thing you will have to update is your QuickTime player. Okay, so we will, in that way, Nuke Studio will equip all the updates for the QuickTime, okay, for the progress. So as I said, we can just drag and drop, and from here we can as quickly as create a timeline. All right, this one here is the conforming option. But from this timeline, ingesting this material, okay, I just can go to workspaces. Okay, workspaces, as I said, this is also a full editorial package. Okay, you will not really miss an editorial package. I mean, Avid, Premiere, Final Cut, Sony Vegas, etc. We are not bragging that we say we are exactly just any one of them. You will miss nothing from them. Let me show you. If we go to workspace and we said editing, we start to recognize this, right? Who has used Premiere or Final Cut? There you go. So exactly, it looks like my in and out, my source, my timeline. I start to mark my in and outs, and just as any other package, I can start to create as many video tracks as I need, for example. And my in and out points, drag and drop. Oh, it doesn't like it. Let's say that we have to go to our shot. There you go. We mark our in and out points. There you go. Drag and drop into my timeline. Okay. There you go. So yes, we can ingest shots, and we can start just to edit them, doing whatever we need in our timeline, yes. Because as well, I have here, okay, my editorial tools. You see, well, my favorite is this one, the multi-tool, because it depends where you place the cursor in timeline. It will do a different task, as you can see, and it will give you different information. But you also have your rolls, your slips, okay, your cuts, everything. All right, let's say that we need here, let's say no, this is shorter, this is larger, we need to cut, no problem. We do our editorial stuff, all right? So this is the case where we receive material, we ingest it, and we start to do our editorial, right? So this editorial work, we let's say that we prepared an editing, and then we want to send it to the producer or to anyone exactly in London or New York. They are saying, okay, show me what you edit, show me what you ingest from your camera. There is no problem at all. we can we can export our our work in many ways, but we also can prepare an EDL, XML, or AAF. Anyone who knows where is an XML, EDL? Okay, that for the ones who doesn't know, those are the formats that Avid, Premiere, Final Cut exports the editing. Okay, so let's do that. So once again, I said that those formats are the formats that those editing packages will export the edit, right? So let's come back to our conforming workspace, and here in Untitled in this project we will say import EDL, XML, or AAF, right? So I will notice in here that this is the other way. Let's say that someone prepared for us already an edit, okay, a coded edit. This one came out from Avid, for example. Voila. Here you have our edit, okay, Nuke Studio loaded. There's no problem. But as you can see now, as you can see, everything is in red. Why? Because the media is offline. So in Nuke Studio, what we will do is not to go to every shot and say relink for every shot or things like this. We have a magic button that is called Match Media. Yeah? So guys, select all the media you want to link, go Match Media, and choose the main folder where you know that material is contained. Open. Let's see how many of them it will load. Perfect. I didn't expect all of them. So 25 out of 25. Nuke Studio behave even better than I expect. There you go. And we see here that from Avid, a guy that was working on the Avid, he started to edit. Okay, he took the material work and okay. So what is all of this, my friends? Let me introduce you. This is an actual commercial from a house called 1920. Good friends of us there in London. They are doing very, very nice commercial stuff for mainly for Indonesia and Malaysia and things like this. So they make funky commercials. As you can see here, if we scroll through the timeline, right? Wait a second, because you cannot see complete. Can you? Yeah. There. Okay. Well, we have a commercial and we have some shots, but what happens if I want to review these shots also, not just only in the timeline, because this one is not really clear. This one has some cropping, and I say, what's going on? I want to know what the guy in Avid was thinking when he was cropping this. Well, let me tell you as well that we have in Nuke Studio you have and reviewing working space, okay, user interface that allows you to choose every single shot, see what is going on in every shot, and also for the ones who know how to use it, let me show you. There you go. Color correction tools or color space tool. Muchas gracias. Thank you. So, as we were saying, my friends, we come back. We are reviewing our shot, all right, over here. This is great. I mean, it's complete. As you can see, we also have access to the metadata, okay, on the shot. We see as well it's 2K, yeah, and there you go. And well, for the ones who know how to use the color space tools, we have another one in here as well. Another scope called the vector scope. And when I was telling you that the user interface of Nuke Studio is full customizable, right? It's because any tab, you can drag it anywhere and place it anywhere you need. So Nuke Studio is very meant you to use it like in 2 screens, okay? So if you have 2 screens, you can have as well the viewer in one and all your tools and sliders and things in another one, right? So we will jump from our reviewing working space, yeah, again to the conforming one. Now that we review our shots and stuff, so what we want now is to understand what the editor wanted to tell us here. So you see, well, he separated 3 video tracks, but we see in here, if we take a look, that we have alpha information. We have no problem to deal with alpha information. What you will have to do is to say editorial, enable track blends, and you will be able to use alpha information. Okay? Now we can see what they wanted to do. He cropped it very cheesy here. Yeah, he just wanted to give an idea. So now we see this guy and the little kid dancing. Okay. So the full idea on this commercial, then we received the script, and that this guy will be a 3D dancing robot. Okay, this will be CGI. Yeah, this will be full generated in 3D, and then we will overlap it on top of this guy. Okay, so remember, first we conform, we ingest, then we were able to edit. Okay, so let's say that our robo layers, our 3D is ready. Okay, for that I'm gonna show you how I built another layers on top of it. Okay, let's go here and say this one that you will see. Let me see, because that the my is plugged. So so he just said that we have 30 minutes. No worries. No matter what, no matter what, you will not have more than 30 minutes. So it will be cool. Then I will, as I said, I have this project. I already loaded the video tracks where the robot will be, the robot. Okay, let's go very quick, and let's say open project. Okay, so guys, take a look. I made another layer called robot, and this one is called composition, and it has Nuke logos. Why? Because in Nuke Studio we will be able to work on shots directly on the timeline. And what I meant with this, wait a second. Okay. So what I meant with this, I will go to my finishing workspace. Yeah. And here there you go. There you go. Let's close this project. In fact, we go here and say close project. Okay. Now we have one timeline. Okay. There you go. So, guys, as you can see here, we are familiar with this, right? What is this? The node graph from Nuke. So what this will work for, what is this doing here? This works because let's say that we need, we need to, I'm gonna here this select all, there you go. We need to make some VFX works, obviously on top of it. We will have to add the robot, we will have to add screens and small stuff as VFX. So what we can do it in a couple of ways. we can go directly to our material tree here, for example, look for our shots. Let's give some spacing here. Look for our shots. For example, we have here the material graded. There you go. Let's see where we have material. We can watch any material we have, as you can see. For example, here is as marvelous as I'm telling you. This spacing here is the same as what we have in here. This is the working composite of Nuke. We are familiar with this, right? Well, this one is in here as well. So if we have that one in here as well, we just kind of start to drag and drop our shots and start to work on it. Okay? So from here, maybe I didn't choose the perfect shot. Let's see. Yeah, let's choose another one more interesting. So yeah, this one. So, or any one of them. That one either. So, what I want to, what I'm meaning here is that we can start to do our work. We can start to do our rotos. Oh, sorry. Here, we can start to make our roto work directly. As we do it always in Nuke. You see, start to draw our stuff, our things. Oh, sorry for that. It's just because we are doing it quick. Bring our notes. Anything, all the power of Nuke, okay, is inside Nuke Studio. So, if you think that Nuke Studio is a different tool, that Nuke Studio is something else, no. Nuke Studio is also Nuke, the Nuke you know, but with the stronger features. Okay, features that are what we were saying about conforming, reviewing, editing, and mainly the timeline. All right. Questions here? All good?
Maybe something in Nuke that we don't have in Nuke Studio, or is it strictly a superset of?
Is there something that we have in Nuke that we don't have in Nuke Studio? No. Everything that you have in Nuke, you have in Nuke Studio. As I was showing you, here you have the full node graph. You have the full composite environment. Okay, so in fact you can make it bigger, longer, whatever. Here are the properties bins. So what I was saying is that you have the if you would have two screens, then you can just, for example, the full viewer, put it in one screen, and leave all your properties and everything here in the other screen, and then you can visualize it better. All right, but yeah, everything that you have in Nuke, you have it in Nuke Studio. So these shots that we are working on it, okay, we can update live in the timeline. Yeah, and what I mean with that is that, as we were saying, let's say that we need, yeah, here are our plates. There you go, plate. And for this shot in particular, we need to do some VFX on it. In the original, in the idea of the producer, he wants a screen here, like futuristic, and saying some stuff. So for that, in order to arrange this, we can create a comp on this shot. I mean, we can go directly and say, for this shot, I won't require VFX. So I just right click and say create comp. And in this step, what we will do is to select any folder in any machine, in any part of, in any, oh, thank you, in any part of the world. And what I mean is that we can have access, here to any location for any artist. And what that means, that. There you go. This folder can be anywhere. In this folder, as Nuke artist, if we are working, for example, here in Serbia, this folder can be located in a server in London. This can be located in Sarajevo. This can be located anywhere, in Split, and okay. So any Nuke artist will be able to open any .nk file anywhere. Questions about this? Okay. What I will be doing here, I'm saying open. I'm using this folder. Okay, guys. We are loaded. Rock and roll. There you go. We come back to our finishing working space. Please remember. Let's give it a second to update. There you go. So as we were saying, please remember that here we have our Nuke that we are familiar with environment. Okay. Over here, timeline of Nuke Studio, and what we were trying to create when it crashed is that for every one single of these shots, we were trying to create a new composition. Okay, but it was the same thing. This will be the same thing, like to go here and take the footage that we needed. Anyone remembers where it was? It was artwork? No, it was comps. Well, we can take any footage that we can find in here. Yeah. It was screens, for example, this one. Oh. Okay. Or what we can do as well, go to our Finder and drag and drop material as we do in Nuke. We can also take our read node. Sorry. Yeah. Take our read node and look for our material. Okay. So start to do our comp in here, and in order not to make it crash again, just to show you that these small tags in here, that it's the tags of Nuke, it means that there's a composition there, and that this composition as well can be versioned. Okay, if I go here and press the letter B, you will see it displays this. This is not still render. That's what it says. Quick. This small versioning, I can save as many versions as I need. So for now, let's look what happens if I want to compare, for example, two layers. If I'm syncing the robot with the plates, with the normal plates, I also have in here these buffers, which, for example, in the buffer A, I will choose the robot channel, only the beauties, okay, of the robot. There you go. I will create a wipe, and I will choose plates, for example, here. So another tool to compare where my trade is lying. Yeah. As you can see, this needs roto still. Huh? Oh, sorry. So let's take a quick look how the commercial is looking like still, to explain the last part. So here, let's watch it one time. Okay, it's like delayed because of the internet, not because of the software. This may look like in Nuke when you are rendering frame by frame, but that lag it's not on the machine. Okay, guys. So as we watch it, now we have the 3D integrated, not only in the timeline. What I want to show you is that every one of these shots, for example, now also have some more elements in here, like the screens, like this other screen, or these ones in here, that before they are not in here. Come on, wait a second, this updating. Well, yeah, there you go. So each one of those screens that we will not really have the real time for show you that these compositions, okay, those comps, they will fully generated here in Nuke Studio, just doing as I said that I don't want to do it again, but effect create comp. Okay, after we created the comp and we will have that material in here to start to composite. Yeah, exactly. As you can see, we could add it. For example, these screens were added with a planar tracker node. That one we will not only need more time. It was not supposed me to show you how we pasted the screens, but anyone can tell me, yeah, how would you place these screens in here? Who wants to say? Yeah.
You could do probably a 3D track and put it on a plane. And
Exactly. Anyone else? Anyone knows what is planar tracker? Okay. First solution, 3D tracking, and just post a 3D plane as well. Planar tracker. Anyone knows the model builder? Yeah, try the model builder. No one of you knows what's the model builder? Very bad, huh? Have to learn. Sorry?
Can you build a mesh?
You can build 3D geometry and track it through the space. Okay? So, exactly, guys. The idea is here is for every one of these shots, you to think how to proceed with the VFX work. So, we can create it here in Nuke Studio, a new composite, as we were doing before. Effect, create comp, and from here, finish that composition, and automatically it will update. As we can see here now, that they are finished. They are rendered here the comps. Okay. Every one of these comps can be watched anywhere. Every one of these finished comps, anyone can review it. And the last cool stuff is that anyone has access to this as well. If I go here, when I will export, that's the last part I'm gonna show you. Oh, well, first I will show you that. What happens when all of this is finished, when all of this is ready to deliver? Well, the way we will export in Nuke Studio, first of all, we will select our entire sequence and we will say export. This will take us to the export interface, okay? The export structure. It's really powerful. Why? Because with one click we can distribute all the work to anyone. What means that I can create any folder structure. This one that you see here, that is some sort of a preset. For example, I was just doing this very quick for the shot I show you with the girl. In here, you can add as many folders as you need for any kind of pipeline. This will be for 3D. Inside the 3D, for example, I want to say that here I want to send EXRs, not DPX, but for example, that I want to send EXRs for the 3D guys, and it will render EXRs, and I have many options for it. In here, let's say that I want to this is for the producer, and I want a QuickTime, a ProRes with all the flavors from all the codecs we have. So yeah, this is last part, no worries. So Very, very powerful export structure, because as I said, with one click you can export to anyone you want, but also it's building a structure, let me show you here, that also will export the NK files. All right, so anyone will have access to this. This will be storage in a folder. That these are the same they are the same compositings that are in here. For example, all of these that I'm showing you, that is not time to show you in more detail, but they are here. Look, material. Come on. They are in my project. They are not in here. They are in 2D. Oh no, 2D. This is the this is the VFX works. So they are in 2D, Nuke, scripts, voila. For each one of these comps, you have the NK composition, and there you go. There is the work of every artist, okay, that they were working in every shot. Am I clear on this? Yeah. So when we export, we also export the compositions that they were able to place the screens in here, for example, and those they were accessible. All right. Questions, please. Yeah.
Okay, so you export the footage and the Nuke script, and he works on it, and then he renders it into a specific folder, and it gets updated here, or you can.
Nuke Studio render it for you.
Oh,
it will.
Renders it for you. You take the script, renders it for you, and then
Yep.
you have the
Exactly.
correct version.
It renders. Here's the render already. Here's renderer. You see?
Okay.
It is rendering in the timeline
Oh, it is rendering. How do I say?
continuously.
Continuously. So all the scripts.
All the scripts continuously.
are
You
rendered.
can choose to say when the artist will press Control Save to start to render, because it's obvious. Control Save means that it's finished, so it will start to render. Or you can give the command that to render all at one time whenever you want. For example, the VFX will ask at the end of the okay guys, everyone goes away, and he will render everything and see the what everyone was doing during the day, for example. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. More questions, please? No? Just one last thing, guys. Sorry, Lara. One last thing, my friends. Guys, what would you like to see in Nuke? What can be improved? Please.
A bit more intuitive system of batch rendering, not just the
Why we?
command. You type to create a batch file with Nuke scripts and write this. Make a window. You plug in Nuke scripts, say render, and it renders.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, I have 10 scripts. I have to render each one.
Yeah.
So usually when I went to internet and tried to find some batch rendering solutions, it tells me you need to create a piece of code. You say where is the Nuke application, the render flag, and the position of your script,
Well,
and you create the batch file, and he does it through the command line.
Yeah.
So if it would have a place like a window where you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
do it without the coding, that would be awesome.
Oh, well, Nuke Studio has it.
Okay.
It's in here. Oh, well, now it's empty, but it's called, look, we will not export because we don't have time, but let's say here, export, let's see if it will, here. It's related exactly what you're saying. Let's see, yeah, there you go. There you go, your batch, your list, and things like this. All of these are comps of Nuke Studio, each one of them. If I open one of them, look at that. It tells me what it's doing. Okay, So in Nuke Studio you have it, but that solution, we are not meant to write it as a Foundry because not all the studios require the same. So for Nuke, not Nuke Studio, but for Nuke, each studio is just developing its own. That's
Yeah, that's just my perception as a freelance artist. You
Yeah.
know, I don't have a programmer that say, "Oh man, I have to do it all by myself." So I found myself many times just clicking and waiting until I found out the batch rendering stuff, and I had problems picking that up because I'm not a programmer. You know, so that's
Thank
just
you.
a thought.
no, thank you. Really, because I will always talk with this with my friends in London. So as much people say, oh, we want this, then we add it. Yeah. So anyone else? Yes, please.
I'm curious what's happening with the deep workflow in Nuke.
Yeah.
What's
up?
Is there any plan to include like all the nodes to work in deep mode? And also
Yes.
you guys work on some sort of compressing algorithms that would make the deep files smaller but without too many artifacts.
I know.
Because when I worked at Vela, it was a very nice workflow, but I realized that if you're not in Vela,
I know, bro.
it's like a huge file size. But these days we have like SSD drives, which become like much cheaper and they're very fast. For example, I just bought like SSD which can handle 2,000 megabytes a second for 300 euros. So that gives me hope that I can actually work on a deep workflow in a small studio someday in the future. And there are some interesting things with deep that I don't know how to do. For example, you could use deeps to create masks with direct anti-aliasing. These days we do it with position passes.
Correct.
But do you plan in implementing these kind of tools in the future so small studios can also use more deep in their workflows?
Guess what, my friend? Yes, we do. We're working on it. Deep compositing. Raise your hand who really knows what is deep compositing. Okay, guys. It's the future of our industry in many ways. Obviously, not only deep compositing we'll be using. I'm coming, man. Just guys, no worries. I know we have to finish, but
I'm not standing for that, sorry.
oh, okay.
Just
So,
fine, and leave sitting down.
So, yeah, obviously there will be, but in many ways, deep compositing will be more and more used. We have here a great pro that he was using it in one of the biggest houses. So definitely, that's not only your next step, but you really, as compositors, you really gotta know what is deep compositing. So, given there is a future with deep compositing, yeah, we are working on it. We are also working with big houses because they are also developing this stuff. And the only truth as well is that not many people is using it. Not many big houses are using it, but around the world there's only a few studios, middle size and small size, that are using deep compositing. So it's not standard yet. So we are literally taking our time to include this kind of, for example, what you mean. I know my friends in London, they are already doing it. But we first focus on many other things, like, as we said, for example, we know the rotopay node, you know, that one is daily use, that one exactly everyone uses it. So that one we focus on. We focus on tools like this, you know, tools that we know that they are day by day in the industry. So thank you, but you can write an email as well about this and give feedback, please. Yeah, we are working on deep compositing as well.
Also, what I'm curious about, since now model is part of Foundry, is there like also plans to more integrate those packages?
Yes.
For example, just switch from Nuke 3D and now you remodel kind of stuff that so you can have a really powerful. Okay, Nuke 3D is pretty good, but just have a.
Thank you. Yes. That's really nice what you ask because yes, we are It's in our goals, it's in our plans already, and we are working on it. We are already walking in that direction to make a cross-pollination among our software. So, of course, the 3D interface, the 3D viewport of Nuke will receive some updates somehow, some way in the future. You know, we are not. We don't really know. Nobody knows when, but.
Of course.
But yeah, for example, in Mari, and now Mari has you don't need a Modo license to have the Modo renderer inside Mari. And then you also have now in Mari 3 you have a small viewport, a small viewer of your render object, but that's a Modo renderer. And things like this, they will work. It will be a mix of the software.
Yeah, it's good to know that you guys planning on integrating all the stuff. So.
Yeah, but as I said, just please, anyone can write us and just let us know what you want.
Okay.
All right. Perfect. Well, I hope you like it. You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah.